Hello there, welcome back to Inform Overload. So I guess it appears that we need to do a follow-up on a very controversial story about
Very controversial
about vaping. Yes, apparently vaping is very controversial and a very hot button issue because I'm getting hit up by like scary old men who apparently have nothing better to do than convince me that vaping is good.
Because it is.
Because it is.
Like, you're dumb.
I'm just a stupid woman.
You're a woman.
My lady brain can't read a medical journal, so.
So in a video called Why You Should Stop Vaping, Charlotte, my co-host here, beautiful young lady, gave a list of reasons she had found with a report from the US Surgeon General, Vivek H. Murthy, who, if you guys don't know, is the top doctor in the United States. He said in his recent report that e-cigarettes are a public health threat and are not safe. Now again, he said.
I'm just reiterating, I am not a piece of writing that I can put quotation marks around things. Like, this is what he said.
His mouth.
Just throwing that out there. Yes, and in response, the Academy of American Family Physicians joined the American Academy of Physicians and the American Congress of Obstetricians and Gynecologists and the AMA are expressing their support for the report. That's a lot of doctors. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is check out the description of this video down below for the actual report.
And those are names of doctors I don't even understand what half of them do, so they obviously are very important. Now, a lot of you guys were upset about what we said about formaldehyde being in the e-cigs. The New England Journal of Medicine released a report about the hidden formaldehyde in e-cigarettes.
So we were just reiterating what was in that report. Obviously, we don't do as much research on the subject as someone who is seriously considering vaping as a lifestyle, but this is something that I read in a medical journal. So I felt it was appropriate to bring it up in the video. This is not something we have made up or have been paid to say. Like, I think it's funny that you think that I'm capable of being involved in something like that, but this topic is something that I felt necessary to warn our subscribers about, and nothing more.
Yeah, we weren't paid. I mean, if you guys want to pay us to say things,
if you want to pay us, that would be awesome.
Like, we'll take your money, but
I love money.
So part of the problem with this issue was that in the UK, they had come out with a different study done by the Royal College of Physicians that stated that e-cigarettes are 95% better for you than cigarettes.
So the issue here is not whether one source is right and whether one is wrong, but the issue is that scientists and doctors disagree about the implications of using e-cigarettes. Some studies say they are safe, and some studies say they are not. What I could have said differently is that vaping is not safe. Instead of vaping is better for you than cigarettes. The issue with that is by saying that I'm indirectly telling our youth demographic that e-cigarettes are safe, and that's not true.
Now, saying that it's 95% better than cigarettes is like saying if I kick Charlotte's leg, or if I lightly tap it, kicking it is going to hurt more. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to hurt her at all. And I think that's the point that you guys missed. Vaping might be better than horrible, cancerous cigarettes, but is it better than breathing fresh air? I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you guys are still going to argue that, but I don't think so.
No.
It's not hard to be better than cigarettes. Cigarettes remain the #1 killer in the UK. They are toxic. Anything is better than smoking cigarettes. But it doesn't mean that the alternate is still good for you.
I think it's fantastic that e-cigarettes have helped some people overcome their cigarette addictions, and if it's helped you turn your life around, then that's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. But IO is not a channel for older dudes who are into vaping because they smoked for 20 years. This is a channel for youth. And all you're doing by switching to e-cigs is switching from one addiction to another. I got dudes all up in my comment section telling my little potatoes to start vaping. Like, come on, you guys need to relax. No tobacco companies paid us to cover this story.
And to prove that, we will say, guys, do not smoke cigarettes. They are very bad for you.
Please don't. They are very bad.
They're addictive, and
they make your teeth yellow.
It's a habit you can't kick. You smell like cigarettes all the time.
Stinky.
You wanna go for a cigarette?
Yeah.
Many of our subscribers are like 12 years old. Vaping is not a religion, it's a hobby. But clearly to some people it's an obsession, and that's okay. Some people who vape all day long. They don't wait to go outside or do it a couple times a day. They do it throughout the day. And again, we're not saying there's anything wrong with people that vape, but we're just trying to show you guys statistics of what we found online.
What does kind of seem like what's going on here is that these people are organized and they are going around telling people that vaping is safe. It is not safe. I'm not really sure why it's so important to some people to make sure nothing bad is ever said about their beloved vaping hobby. The only thing that I can think of is that there's some sort of motivation there that falls in line with their own self-interest. Like, I checked some of these trolls out and they're actually involved in the industry. Like, they make e-juice, they make vape juice. Like, obviously they're gonna go around saying that it's great because it's good for business.
And guess who's getting into the vaping industry because their own industry is dying?
Tobacco companies!
E-cigarettes are still nicotine. Nicotine can be harmful. especially to developing brains. Nobody knows for sure what the long-term effects of e-cigarettes are because e-cigarettes haven't been around for that long.
Nobody knows. How are you supposed to test long-term effects of something if something has only been around for less than 10 years? You can't. One thing I am certain of though is that the Vape Nation needs to chill. Like honestly, please stop hitting me up, like, because you're actually kind of like scaring me a little bit. Like, imagine if you were that passionate about breathing in oxygen. That is something that I could agree with. Alright guys, it's time to respond to some comments left on that video.
Oscar Collins said, what if you vape without nicotine? Again, e-cigs have not been around for that long. It is difficult to say what the effects are. One thing that is certain though is e-juice is still chemicals. Don't ever ingest it or let it absorb through your skin because you can get really sick from it. Again, too much of a good thing can be harmful, but in moderation it can't be that bad for you.
The problem is when people overuse it. Like all the vapors I know are so into it. They vape all day long. Like I don't even think they even breathe in actual oxygen for any point in time. Like that can't be good for you, and they're using the excuse as like it's better for you than smoking as an excuse to keep doing it and to do it more often.
I mean, like that's like an alcoholic who drank a martini every day, switching to beer and being like, well, beer's a little bit better for you. Still alcohol.
It's still alcohol. You're still putting chemicals into your body.
Don't say, oh no, vodka scientifically. I actually don't know if vodka or beer is better. I really don't know and I really don't care. The point I'm trying to make is, for a different example, it's like a kid that drinks Coke every day and the mom says, you know, don't drink Coke, drink Diet Coke. Just because there's less sugar, let's say, in Diet Coke, doesn't necessarily mean it's better for you. Just drink water. That's the healthiest alternative. Yeah. So, you know, we're not trying to argue with you guys and say that if you use e-cigarettes or vape or that bad things will happen to you. But we are saying that, you know, even if it is better than cigarettes, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
Yeah.
Kind of like Trump and Hillary. There's no good.
There's no good. Eladia said, I had a friend who switched to e-cigs in order to stop smoking. He was successful and he was able to control how much in order to help him quit. I figure if it's for that purpose, it's probably easier to quit, and he said so too. Definitely healthier than continuing to smoke. I agree with you. If e-cigarettes have helped you quit smoking, then all the power to you. But just because something works for one person, that doesn't mean it will work for everyone. And it absolutely doesn't mean that I'm gonna tell people, especially kids, that it's safe.
X6iv H3R dicks, but I think it's give her the dicks. Give her the dicks. That's a really clever name.
That's clever. Well done.
Said, why can't you idiots not smoke and or vape?
Yeah.
Yeah, I back that.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think that's probably...
The whole situation has left me afraid to do either. The comment section of the video was just people reposting articles that allow them to keep making excuses for a habit they can't shake. So they were saying, like, again, e-cigarettes are 95% better, but if you say to a doctor, hey doc, what do you recommend? Me not smoke anything at all or me smoke e-cigarettes? He probably won't say, well, e-cigarettes are better for you than cigarettes, so smoke that.
No, he won't.
Like,
he won't.
Again, we're not trying to bash you guys for smoking, for vaping and all that stuff. Like, if it helps you quit smoking cigarettes, that's great, but that's just a small step to quitting your addiction. What you should do is, you know, go from cigarettes to an e-cigarette and do like 75% nicotine, then 50%. And don't get me wrong, I get it's hard. I personally have never been addicted to cigarettes, but from what I hear, it's a really hard habit to break, and you know, it takes a while, but you gotta be disciplined and just keep going for it. Don't just settle because you stopped smoking cigarettes and now you're on vaping. Quit vaping too.
You can do it.
We believe in you. Except the ones that keep attacking Charlotte.
Yeah,
we don't
can you
believe
please leave me alone? Like, I actually can't handle it anymore. Like, I don't care. I really don't care. But I care. I don't want you to die. Like, that's I care. I don't want my subscribers to take up vaping and die. So just don't die. And don't harass me, please.
Yeah, it's not nice. She's a nice girl.
I like to think I'm nice. Like,
if you want to harass me, you can. Cause I'll probably just,
get mad at him.
I'll laugh about it. So, Bron7 is the Twitter. You guys can call me out. Leave her alone.
Please, yeah, don't
and,
me out.
I would love to entertain. I would love to entertain all the trolls. So, like, throw all the hate at me. I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, leave us comments down below with all your thoughts on this type of video.
Yeah, that's all. That's all we have to say. So, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Peace out.